There is no content on cultivating immortality in the later part of this article. The entire article runs through the male protagonist's development from an ordinary person to a wealthy person, and finally to starting a company and becoming a philanthropist, with the female protagonist. Jiang Feng, a young man with no money, no car, no house, and no wife, stepped on a pile of dog poop at home and passed out. When he woke up, the whole world underwent earth-shattering changes. What? Have prices depreciated by trillions? What? What's even more explosive is that the money in one's own bank has not depreciated. After 26 years of hard work, the river wind finally ushered in a salted fish turnaround and finally reached the pinnacle of life. Lobster, abalone, sea cucumber, steamed in a large pot, served as a snack. What? A set of Chang'an Liuhe courtyard costs 1 cent, buy. Buy him 1,000 sets. Holy crap, a limited edition sports car with an extended version of the Magic City Phantom for 0.002 yuan, driving out to buy groceries. What? An earthquake. Take out 1 yuan for disaster relief. What? Did a flood occur? Take out some change and 80 cents to buy supplies, choose the good ones to buy. What? Children in the mountains cannot receive education and cannot go to school. Pay for it, repair the road. Build a school. Let children step out of the mountains and receive the best education in the country. What? I established a charity foundation. Start a company, build a sanatorium, and provide elderly people with food, meat, and a place to live. I became the father of a bunch of children. Open a super large welfare home, I will keep my name when doing good deeds. What? The dead white moonlight suddenly resurrected, and the shameless one wants to marry me. Rolling paper. I accidentally became the top philanthropist in the eyes of the whole country. Now I finally understand the saying, poor in the rich city, no one asks, rich in the deep mountains, there are distant relatives. Chapter 1. I have bad luck. You are listening at novelfull.audio. On the first day of writing, I wish all those who read my article good luck and prosperity in 2024. Your career will continue to prosper, your health will be good, everything will go smoothly, and you will rise step by step. Wealth will come from all directions, and money will come. Ladies and gentlemen, please keep an eye on it, listen carefully, this story is purely fictional, please remove your brains and place them in this position, watching this article without thinking, watching this article without thinking, watching this article without thinking, saying important things 3 times, thank you for your cooperation. Alright, after finishing your busy work, let's start reading quietly. The main text begins. Rich continent. Bincher. Grip slot O is almost equal to 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 is almost equal to. Where did you get that dog poop? Pop it. Bang. Jiang Feng lay on the cement floor of his own house with all 4 feet facing up, wearing padded shorts and fainting. The next morning, Jiang Feng lay on the ground with his eyes closed, feeling his face wet and hazy. He covered the back of his head and sat up, watching Era lick him with a lewd expression in front of him. Ugh. You, I said, dog brother. I really want the money, but I didn't get it. As a result, I got your thing. If you don't thank me, I'll just let it go. You're still pooping in the house. I'm lucky. I've been lying on the cement floor all night, but nothing happened. Jiang Feng touched the back of his head and found that the egg-sized bag didn't hurt at all. He lifted his pants, which were so loose that they couldn't be loosened anymore. Then he stood up and stretched lazily, muttering, I'm really a 1,000-year-old king and 80,000-year-old turtle. Forget it, I can't even die, I can't even live with death. These days, it's the master who owes the debt to D'Artagnan. After graduating from Jiang Feng University, according to his parents' wishes, he began to focus on 4 aspects. One on civil service exams, the other on civil service exams, the other on girlfriends, and the other on entrepreneurship. Jiang Feng's friends all called him the four-clawed fish. That's right, under helplessness, Jiang Feng didn't succeed at all. He took the civil service exam year after year, counting down from year to year, and couldn't even get into the interview. He couldn't even complete the exam questions for the civil service exam. Looking for a girlfriend, she would break up immediately after less than 24 hours each time. She started a business with her friend and lost all her money. She didn't hesitate to share any of the money she shared and didn't give her any money her friend owed her. Of course, only a lewd heir was left behind. Jiang Feng looked at the walls of the deserted house and then at the drooling dog brother, feeling a surge of emotion in his heart. Husband, answer the phone. Husband, answer the phone. A charming phone ringtone came from his phone, and Jiang Feng finished picking his nose before answering the phone. His voice was magnetic and he said, "Hello, who is there?" "Hey, hey, 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 you big head ghost. I'm telling you, if you don't pay this month's rent again, I'll throw out all your junk tonight." "Poor ghost, I'll poop." Jiang Feng habitually covered his ears, then hung up the phone. He was wearing a broken flip-flop, casually washed up, took out a wrinkled and clean-looking short-sleeved shirt, and then carried his bag out. This is his 30th day looking for a job this month. Ah, this is God not giving me a way out. Jiang Feng touched his stomach and looked at the grilled cold noodles being sold next to him. He couldn't help but walk over and said, "Auntie, no, big milk, no, big sister, make me half of the grilled cold noodles." None said, "None, this young man, are you four not four blind? I'm a man, can't you tell from Nan that those two eyeballs are used to make a living?" Jiang Feng blinked and looked at the man in front of him, who had an oyster-like smell and looked like a woman. He felt a bit embarrassed and said, "Well, that's not right, big brother. Brother, you're being clumsy. This grilled cold noodles costs half of it. Otherwise, I really have money in my pocket." "Half, that means half." "Hey, kid, we're facing difficulties. It's okay, this one. Big brother, I'll treat you to a meal." The big brother's domineering expression made Jiang Feng, who was away from home, burst into tears. Then he looked at him excitedly and said, "Big brother, really? Treat me to eat for free." "Young man," I said, "today's meal, please murmur." Jiang Feng thought a little, and then said, "Let's have 2 cold baked noodles with sausage and eggs, 1 hand-grasping cake with spicy strips, and 1 sausage with more chili peppers. I'll give Granny a thigh root and a little crumpled calf, take advantage of the fire and rob, I'll beat her to death." The big brother who sold grilled cold noodles suddenly became angry when he heard that Jiang Feng was a rascal. He was about to hit Jiang Feng with the nearby fire stick. Jiang Feng hugged him immediately and said, big brother, you're joking. It's still half of the grilled cold noodles. Hee, this is 5 yuan. You'll find me 2.5 yuan later." The big brother selling grilled cold noodles saw the shining 5 yuan and said, This is. Hiccup. Jiang Feng looked at his older brother who had rolled his eyes and fainted, so scared that he quickly began emergency treatment. First, he kicked him twice, but when he didn't wake up, he was extremely anxious. Then, he slapped him hard twice, but still didn't wake up. He started pinching people again, but still didn't wake up. "Big brother, what's wrong with you? I didn't hit you." Jiang Feng hesitated for a moment and thought to himself that he had given his first kiss to his elder brother today. He pouted and lay down, but before he could get a kiss and perform artificial respiration, he was pushed away by his older brother who opened his eyes. "Young man, it was my big brother's mistake just now. Whispering like this, don't make a fuss. Just give my big brother 5 yuan for this grilled cold noodles." Whispering these 2.5 yuan, but 2.5 trillion yuan, you can buy the entire bincher. Don't be joking. To be honest with Big Brother, is it the son of the richest man in the world? He has come down to experience. Who are you? Oh my God, I never expected that after living for most of my life, I would have touched this big ticket with golden edges and died without regret. I need to take a photo with you quickly, come on, little brother, compare it. Jiang Feng looked at the big brother in front of him, talking nonsense and muttering nonsense. He was so scared that he snatched back 5 yuan and ran away. Today, the housing prices in Binshire have risen to 10,000 yuan per square meter, which is a full 1,000 yuan more expensive than the first half of the year. Yes, I only fly 3,000 yuan this month. When can I buy my own home? The bus is here. Let's go. There's a class that's pretty good. Is it possible? With low salaries and high expenses, it's too difficult. Jiang Feng listened to the conversation next to the bus stop with a shocked expression on his face, so surprised that he could even put a light bulb in his mouth. He suddenly remembered the big bag on the back of his head, and then remembered stepping on dog poop yesterday. He quickly turned around and returned home again. Entering the house, he gave brother dog a big slap and looked at him snorting. Jiang Feng turned on the TV again and looked at the financial channel inside, which was full of Feiyuan. Feiyuan, why have you all become Feiyuan? Is it difficult for the 2 yuan in my hand to? I'm not good at it, I'm sorry, my mother, I. This is not like the plot in the novel, where the male lead encounters something and suddenly experiences a depreciation of prices. Under the excitement of Jiang Feng, he kicked brother dog away. Dog brother. You are noble, live your life, live your father, live your life without making a sound. Woo woof. Woo woof. Dog brother, I'm lucky to step on dog poop. Dog brother, I love you so much. It must be that the heavens have looked at me so pitifully, causing me to turn over. One night, just one night, I had a big bump in my mind, and the world's prices have depreciated by trillions of dollars. What kind of concept is this? Chapter 2. The dog eyes see people low. You are listening at novelfull.audio. The author parachuted into the article to popularize the issue of currency conversion in this article. It is purely fictional and should not be taken seriously. 1 yuan equals 10 jiao yuan equals 100 fen yuan equals 1000 milli yuan equals 10,000 silk yuan equals 1,000,000 yuan equals 1 million micro yuan equals 10 million nano yuan equals 1 billion pi yuan equals 1 billion fei yuan, 1 yuan equals 1 trillion yuan, 1 jiao yuan equals 0.1 trillion fei yuan, 1 cent equals 0.01 trillion yuan. I gave everyone a simple science popularization, hoping that when you read the article, you won't be confused. In the article, only simple yuan jiao fun, and mega billion fei yuan, as well as fei yuan, will appear. There won't be too many other occurrences, just a brief post here, hoping everyone can read it more clearly. Alright, let's continue reading the article. Dog brother, you will be my own brother in Jiang Feng from now on. Since I had you, I have found that the whole world has become so beautiful. Why do you defecate so much? Jiang Feng held brother dog in his arms and began to kiss him. Woo woof. Looking at the savings jar in front of me, filled with various coins of 1 yuan, 50 cents, and 1 cent, I was overjoyed. There were still 500 yuan in the smelly socks under the bed. No, that was 5 trillion yuan. Ha ha ha. I have turned over, I have developed. Jiang Feng held on to brother dog in the money jar for a silly afternoon, then suddenly his expression became serious. Nowadays, the world's currency has depreciated. It would be terrifying to show off every penny now. 1 yuan is equivalent to 1 billion, and this 50 cents is also equivalent to about 50 million. It seems that I need to exchange all of this money for fei yuan and store it all in the bank. Jiang Feng said he would do it. He took out all 500 yuan under the bed and poured out all the money in the savings jar. After counting, the total amount was 627.5 yuan. Jiang Feng took out the remaining change of 27.5 yuan and had him put it all in a black bag, ready to deposit it in the bank. Just now, he watched the finance channel and already knew that all people who fly over 10 million yuan must go to the super-rich bank to deposit and withdraw money. I didn't expect it to be a dream. Jiang Feng looked at the money in the black bag, shining with gold, and couldn't help but grin again. He was fully armed, wearing sunglasses, long sleeves, a mask, and a fruit knife in his arms. He then locked the door. Before leaving, he even led the dog brother away. Super-rich bank. The person and dog at the door looked at the towering bank building in front of them and couldn't help but exclaim in amazement. Sure enough, everything has changed. Woo woof, woof woof. Jiang Feng tidied up his clothes and walked into the bank with his head and chest held high. Not for a while. One person and one dog were thrown out by the security guard. Bang. Pop it. Roll on, roll on. Where did the beggar come from? Don't you know where this place is? Can you recognize characters? Super-rich bank, is this the place where you, a poor boy, can come? With a broken garbage bag, dare to put garbage in it, it's dirtying our place. The security guard was chubby and looked contemptuous. Even when he first touched Jiang Feng's body, he vigorously wiped his hands and left the wet wipes on Jiang Feng's face. Everyone around was watching this scene, watching more and more people. Jiang Feng sneered at the corners of his mouth and then lay on the ground crying loudly. It is said that people will pity the weaker side, and indeed this move has worked. In the crowd, a lady who was buying groceries walked up to Jiang Feng and said, "Child, get up quickly. This is a place where wealthy people come. We can't afford to provoke or enter. If you want to save money, you can go to a parity bank, where you can save as much money as you want." Yeah, little brother, from your accent, it looks like you're from out of town. Remember to go to a parity bank to save money in the future. If you don't know, I'll ride a motorcycle and take you there. The middle-aged man in a takeout uniform stopped and looked at Jiang Feng, saying. Jiang Feng thought to himself, no wonder when he used to order takeout in college, he always exceeded the time limit. It turned out that he was wasting time here, and even the delivery guy likes to watch the excitement. Thank you, auntie. Thank you, big brother. I'm really holding back. Even though I died at this gate today, I have to ask the super-rich bank to explain to me. Why judge people based on their appearance? Why hit me? Isn't it just because I'm easy to bully? Ouch, ouch, ouch. Oh, it hurts, my elbow hurts, my face also hurts, my buttocks hurt, oh hey, it's unreasonable. I'm not alive anymore, the super-rich bank has killed someone. As Jiang Feng spoke, he pinched a dog brother who was stunned on the side. Woo woof, woof woof. Everyone was heartbroken to see one person and one dog humming on the ground. As more and more people watched, Jiang Feng's performance became more and more effortless, and in the end, he directly blocked the super-rich bank. The people inside cannot leave, and the people outside cannot enter. Jiang Feng's appearance startled the security guard at the entrance, as he had never expected Jiang Feng to make such an appearance. Young man, are you okay? Let's take you to the hospital to have a look. Yeah, we ordinary people are not easy to deal with. What's wrong with places with money? We're all standing here today, waiting for an explanation. That's right, old lady. I'm retired and have nothing to do every day. I'll just wait here, young man. Don't be afraid, auntie will accompany you. You howl and cry hard. Aren't you just a security guard? Why call your leader over? That's right, that's too much. This is a legal society, why are you still looking down on people with your dog's eyes? In the crowd, when you say a word, I start cursing, after all, everyone knows that this high-consumption place must have discrimination. Seeing this, everyone inevitably starts to fight for Jiang Feng. The security guard saw this and cleared his throat, shouting, "Don't listen to him talk nonsense. I just gave him a gentle push just now. How could a big or small guy get into trouble? Hey, it hurts. I've been weak and sickly since I was young, and I haven't been working for a month. I even eat half of my grilled cold noodles. With just your physique, it's like an old sow becoming sperm. Who can bear you? I see your wife kissing you at night, and I'm afraid you'll crush me to death. Look at your short sausage, I know your life is not harmonious." Jiang Feng's mouth was like a machine gun, protruding and protruding. Then he changed his position and continued to lie down, tightly holding the bag of huge money in his hand. He wanted to bully me, but there was no way. "Today, I will show you the consequences of bullying me." The security guard saw that the posture was not right and quickly turned around to leave. After a while, a woman wearing white work clothes and white gloves walked out in high heels, followed by a group of men wearing black suits and sunglasses. "This young man, I am the bank manager here. If there is anything you can solve with me, there is no need to argue with a security guard, do you think so? Come on. What kind of scallion are you? You're not qualified enough." Jiang Feng glared at her, then turned his head and continued to howl, "Ladies and gentlemen, this matter is so big that the manager cannot solve it. It hurts, my buttocks hurt, and my mouth hurts too." The woman couldn't help but stiffen her tone when she saw Jiang Feng's lack of salt and oil, saying, "As someone like you, the clothes you're wearing make it impossible for you to be a member of our super-rich bank. You've learned to be a woman here, right?" Just now, the delivery guy suddenly shouted from the side, "Young man, don't be afraid. I recorded the video for you, and when the security guard threw you out just now, I saw it. You don't have to be afraid of them. It's no big deal. Let's post this video on Binwan and let netizens curse them to death." Jiang Feng thought to himself that you must be complained about today. Look at the spicy hot pot in your hands, it will be spicy in summer. Chapter 3. The Moment of Face Beating. You are listening at novelfull.audio. I'm talking about you. Do you know who our president is? Do you know what kind of people our president meets all day? They are the world's top billionaires, all of whom are worth millions of dollars. With just you, you can't have this money in your next life. The woman shook her head and snorted coldly at this moment. "Why are you such a vicious woman stuttering?" Jiang Feng felt the sun was too hot, and looked at the dog brother next to him who was so sunburned that he even stretched out his tongue. He sat up and took a deep breath, saying, "If I don't see your bank president today, I won't leave today. Big brother, let's leave a contact information. You can send me the video and I'll take a look. This super rich bank is really bigger than the law. If you get on the news, don't thank me. I should do it." As Jiang Feng turned the video over, the woman finally became anxious and said, "Let's go in and talk. I'm going to invite our manager over. There will definitely be an explanation for today's matter. I can go in, but ask your president to invite me in, otherwise I will call the police now and stream this video of beating me." Looking at the attitude of Jiang Feng being even harder than iron, the woman had to compromise. Sure enough, within a few minutes, I saw a short man with golden glasses coming out, still running with a cushion. Jiang Feng thought to himself, "I already knew that if a little security guard dared to do this, your group of leaders wouldn't have much fun either." I guess the scene just now was all in the eyes of this short man. The leader is truly a leader, and as soon as he arrived, he began to speak positively. Everyone, big brothers and sisters, I am the president of a super rich person. Today, such a problem occurred in our bank, which is not deserved. It is our inadequate jurisdiction, and we will strictly control it. Please disperse. The delivery guy was obviously very kind to me. He picked up the spicy smell and snorted coldly, "Apologize. You asked the security guard and the woman to apologize to this little brother, otherwise we won't leave. Yes, that's right, I must apologize to this young man. Yes, apologies, apologies. The short man glanced at the security guard and scolded, come over and apologize. I'm sorry, I was wrong. Jiang Feng sat up and couldn't help but look at the glaring sun, saying, you apologize to me, you haven't apologized to my dog brother yet. Woo woof. The security guard looked at Era, who was grinning and staring at him. Despite his dissatisfaction, he had to bow his head and say, I'm sorry, dog. Call me brother dog. Jiang Feng couldn't help but roar. Dog. Dog. Dog brother, I'm sorry. Woo woof. And you, this malicious woman, also need to apologize to me, and my dog brother apologizes. Jiang Feng was still playing with the black plastic bag in his hand. The woman glanced at the short man and reluctantly apologized. At this moment, Jiang Feng showed a smiling face and looked at the people around him. They all dispersed before preparing to take out the black bag. I need to save money. The short man got angry because he had a video of hitting someone in his hand and said, well, with this little money, why don't you go to a parody bank? I said the president, why can't I have this money? Outside, Jiang Feng didn't reveal the money, just took out 100 yuan golden red banknote from his bag. Under the sunlight, the 100 yuan banknote blinded everyone in front of it. This is. My goodness. The president widened his eyes again and bit himself hard, making sure it wasn't a dream. He quickly took out his private walkie-talkie and spoke trembling, quick, fast, senior security personnel, gather here in 1 minute, speed. Manager Wang, hurry up and contact the person in charge of the highest level club reception at our bank. Prepare top-quality drinks, delicious food, and a great resting place. All security personnel are required to guard the bank entrance and not allow anyone to enter. Today, all members' personnel are also not allowed to enter. Please write, the bank is closed for repairs. Everyone looked at the 100 yuan bill and was stunned. It was equivalent to 10 trillion yuan, more than billions. These people didn't expect a person who looked unremarkable and dressed so unkemptly to be an invisible tycoon. No, he was a super rich, he could be among the top 10 on the world's richest list. Little did they know that the subsequent savings operation made the bank president even more scared and wet his pants. When are you going to let me in? The sun is trying to dry me up. Look at what my dog brother shared with me, they're all rolling their eyes. Oh, I'm neglecting you. Little brother, what's your surname? I won't change my name, I won't change my surname. Call me Mr. Jiang, this is my dog brother, my brother. Yes, Mr. Jiang, I'm really sorry. We are blind. Look, we are going to save money for you. Jiang Feng spoke slowly and pointed to the security guard, saying, my waist and legs were hurt by that old mother pig spirit just now. I can't move now. Let him carry me. Okay, this is just a small matter. And my dog brother also has leg pain. Please let that malicious woman carry him in, otherwise, I will. Hey, right away, slow down your back, don't fall on Mr. Jiang. The short man kicked the security guard. Woo woof. This dog licks my hand. The woman's voice made Jiang Feng couldn't help but give brother dog a thumbs up. Shut up. The short man glared at the woman and then followed her into the bank. As soon as everyone saw Jiang Feng enter, they immediately stood in a row and said, Super Rich Bank welcomes Mr. Jiang and brother dog. Woo woof. Welcome. The entire lobby of the bank can be described as magnificent, estimated to be the size of 2 basketball courts, including 20 business windows, each spaced about 500 meters apart, and also equipped with sound insulation. The middle floor is entirely paved with red high-end carpets, and on the ceiling is a super large crystal lamp. Each crystal on the chandelier seems to be a crystal doll that has given birth to life, like a dream, high-end and grand. Various withdrawal machines are also very tall and sophisticated, and Jiang Feng has never even seen them before. At this moment, he seems like a bumpkin, no wonder these guys look down on him. Jiang Feng has decided to save up all the money, and the next step is to take Brother Go to buy and make sure to package himself as a little golden man. Mr. Jiang, as someone like you, our bank president will personally make a deposit for you. Now, let me introduce you to the super rich man deposit regulations and various card items. Chapter 4. Laozi's main theme is to seek revenge. You are listening at Novel Full. Audio. Our bank has a total of 4 types of bank cards. Silver card, gold card, diamond card, and black mega card. Available silver cards for deposits and withdrawals up to 1 million yuan, with a current deposit interest rate of 0.5%, a 1-year fixed deposit interest rate of 1.4%, a 2-year interest rate of 2.2%, a 3-year interest rate of 2.7%, and a 5-year interest rate of 3%, deposit and withdraw gold cards up to 10 million yuan. With a current deposit interest rate of 0.6% and a 1-year fixed deposit interest rate of 1.5%. The 2-year interest rate is 2.4%, the 3-year interest rate is 2.75%, and the 5-year interest rate is 3.5%, deposit and withdraw diamond cards within billions of Fei Yuan, with a current interest rate of 0.6%, a 1-year fixed interest rate of 1.6%, a 2-year interest rate of 2.5%, a 3-year interest rate of 2.8%, and a 5-year interest rate of 4%. Black mega cards can be used for deposits and withdrawals up to billions of yuan, with a current interest rate of 2%, a 1-year fixed interest rate of 2%, a 2-year interest rate of 2.85%, a 3-year interest rate of 2.95%, and a 5-year interest rate of 5%. As long as you want to use a current deposit, you can withdraw it at any time. If it is a fixed deposit, you need to reach your maturity before you can withdraw it. The president said a lot in a very official tone, then looked at Jiang Feng again and said, Mr. Jiang, with your assets, you can use the black mega card. This card is different from the other 3 cards. As long as you take this card, you can buy anything you want without any spending limit. Nowadays, there are only 50 people in the country who have a black mega card, while in Binshur, where there are hidden dragons and tigers, there are only 5 wealthy people who can urinate. Now, with the addition of Mr. Jiang, there are 5 people in Binshur who hold black mega cards. After listening to Jiang Fengyun in the mist, I felt drowsy. Originally, when I was in school, whenever someone told me and the teacher taught me, I promised to go to bed, which was better than sleeping pills. He yawned and touched the sleeping dog brother next to him, then said, since that's the case, I won't say much nonsense. Then let's save all this money in the black mega card. Can you save it? Jiang Feng poured out all the black bags in one fell swoop, and the money inside immediately emitted a dazzling light. The large red banknotes with gold borders, as well as some small pieces of change worth 80 cents, scared the bank president to pee in his pants. Jiang Feng covered his nose and looked at the manager. Why are you still experiencing urinary and fecal incontinence? That's all. How did you become the manager? Look at the smell you emit. It seems like you've been on the rise lately. You're in middle age, so why don't you play with things from young people? Oh my goodness, Mr. Jiang, you wouldn't be the eldest son of the legendary wealthy family in history, would you? This is 100, 200, a total of 600 yuan, which is 600 trillion yuan. I have been the president for decades, and I have seen all kinds of wealthy people, except for you. This is the first time I have seen you. Back then, I had the privilege of meeting the leader of a wealthy family, and it was only 100 yuan at a time. How could I have thought I would live to see so many big bills today? What kind of big and powerful family? I don't know anyone. Stop talking nonsense and just ask if it's possible to keep a current account. Can you, all of this money will be deposited into your black mega card. These money are so smooth and have a great texture, with a hint of flavor that cannot be described. As expected, the taste of this large ticket is different from ordinary fei yuan. Yes, the president, there is a strange smell permeating the hall, it's really irresistible. The lobby manager also sniffed those 100 yuan red banknotes with an intoxicated expression. Jiang Feng rolled his eyes, almost unable to turn them back, and then couldn't help but twitch at the corner of his mouth. He thought to himself, are my stinky socks so charming? With money, my feet smell fragrant. 1 hour later. Dear esteemed Black Mega Card member Mr. Jiang, your business has been successfully completed. Here is my contact information. If you have any questions, please feel free to contact me at any time. Jiang Feng nodded and said, I said to the president, why don't you hurry back and change your pants this summer? This smell is so disgusting. No, it's nothing for me to wet my pants today. It would be the greatest honor of my life for me to personally apply for a card for a wealthy person like you today. Mr. Jiang, please don't remember any minor incidents and delete that video, okay? It's not impossible to delete it. You guys throw that security guard out of me. Just throw it out of me the same way he did just now. Remember, throw it twice. As soon as the short man heard Jiang Feng say this, he immediately began to take action. Ah! Help! Boom! Dong! Bang! Pop it! Jiang Feng looked at the matte black mega card in his hand and contentedly placed it in the pocket next to his big pants. Then he went to the parity bank to exchange half of the change for a simple fei yuan exchange rate. It was also convenient to buy small things, otherwise it would cost hundreds of millions with just one move, and tens of millions would have scared people to death. After Jiang Feng saw that everything was done, he stepped on the gas and drove the convertible red SUV to the entrance of the largest global shopping mall in the center of Binchur City. Oh my god, this car can only be driven by members of Black Mega Card. Yeah, look at the logo of that sports car. It says Super Rich Bank. I heard that every time the Super Rich Bank receives a VIP with a Black Mega Card, they will give a limited edition sports car as a gift. I didn't expect to see the true face of Mount Lu today with a Black Mega Card. If only I could be his co-pilot. Coming out, he's coming out, and he's still leading a 2-ha. Hey, are wealthy people wearing such low-key clothes now? What do you know? This is called a low luxury item, a beggar's trend. You're a tacky old hat, you don't even understand this. They can have a black card, but they still need money to buy clothes. These big shorts are comfortable and cool to wear. What you're saying makes sense. Nowadays, the economy of Binchur is developing rapidly, and it's not surprising that there are plenty of wealthy people. Jiang Feng gave a sinister smile at the corner of his mouth, leading his dog brother and swaggering inside. However, before entering, he even sweated a little and thought to himself, maybe he won't be thrown out this time. Welcome customers to the global shopping mall. Men's clothing is on the 22nd floor. Feeling the sincere gaze of the gatekeeper, Jiang Feng's heart was very warm. He took out 100 flying yuan and gave it to the gatekeeper, then stood up and sat in the elevator. Jiang Feng thought to himself, fortunately, he had prepared early. In the future, he really needs to put more change in his pocket so that he can give some people a reward, which is also convenient. Chapter 5. Laozi Crazy Card Swiping. You are listening at Novel Full.audio. The entire shopping mall, oh no, it should be said to be a skyscraper. This shopping mall has a total of 55 floors, including all kinds of food, clothing, entertainment, and electronic projects. There are only things you can't think of, nothing you can't see. The interior of the shopping mall is clearly layered, decorated with high-end atmosphere, bright lighting, and full of the flavor of money. Dog brother, after shopping, I'll take you to do the most popular style and also take a shower for you. Look at the fur on your body, it looks like a hedgehog. At first glance, your former owner treated you badly. Woo woof. The woman wearing a black buttocks skirt and work clothes on the side is now at the counter, bored with her freshly made manicures. Finally, she sees a guest who was supposed to receive warmly, but never expected to be a poor boy. However, with the attitude of equality and non-discrimination, she glanced at the little girl who just started working today and couldn't help but shout, "Hey, Schwer, there's a guest here. You go and receive them." "Sister, are you calling me?" That Schwer was wearing an inappropriate black work uniform, with a hint of immaturity on her face, looking at her with a skeptical attitude. "It's not called you, is it called a ghost? Isn't it just the two of us here?" "Hey, sister, I'm going now." Schwer tidied up her clothes and quickly ran to the door. "Hello, welcome to the Ferragamo specialty store." "Hello sir, may I ask what you need to buy?" Jiang Feng placed Brother Dog at the entrance of the store, then looked around and headed straight to the shoe area in the distance. As the saying goes, when looking at people, you must choose a better and more expensive shoe. In the past, Jiang Feng had never been to such a luxury store before, and he would go to the wholesale city of Golden Fox and Fire Fox, buying a pair of shoes priced at tens of yuan or at most 100 yuan. "Give me this pair to try, give me size 41. "Thank you." Schwer picked up the shoes, glanced at the price at the back, and then looked at his clothes. She couldn't help but remind Jiang Feng, "Sir, I'm afraid these shoes don't fit you very well. Take a look at this pair, they have a discount." "No need, I just like this pair. Find a suitable size for me." Jiang Feng frowned slightly and thought to himself, this little girl is really impressive. "Okay, but do you want 87.99 for this pair? Do you want cash or credit card?" Looking at Schwer's innocent and lovely appearance, Jiang Feng couldn't help but burst into laughter. He thought he didn't have enough money to sit with this girl. "Just take this, I won't waste time trying. Take a size 41 and another size 42, the same style, and wrap them together for me." "Sir, you want two pairs?" Schwer's eyes changed from initial concern to current surprise, and indeed, one cannot judge by appearance. Jiang Feng nodded and said, "Do you have shoes for men around 50 years old? Can you introduce them to me?" "Yes, yes, yes. Sir, I am the deputy store manager here, and I am very clear. Let me introduce myself to you." The woman who just called out to that Schwer saw that Jiang Feng was so generous. She quickly changed her face and walked over with her buttocks twisted. No need, I still prefer this person to introduce me. You should continue to nail your fingernails." At first glance, Jiang Feng saw her attitude towards him, one in front and one in back. He thought to himself, is it appropriate for me to explain even things like you who judge others by their preferences? "Let's go, Mississippi." Schwer glanced at the deputy store manager and then at Jiang Feng, feeling a bit scared. Then she whispered, "Sir, why don't we let our deputy store manager introduce you? Why, if you sell an extra pair of shoes today, you can earn more commission. It's a pity that you have to leave such a good opportunity for that woman. I have to buy a lot of things today. Sir, take a look at this pair of lace-up shoes. They are made of small suede leather and have non-slip rubber at the heel for durability. They are very soft and easy to wear, and won't prevent your feet from sweating in such a hot summer. They are very suitable for elderly people to wear." Schwer thought to herself that this job was hard won, and she didn't want to earn more money to pay off her debts. With this in mind, she no longer had any hesitation and began to introduce herself to Jiang Feng. "Okay, just this pair, size 42, pack it for me. This belt bag has 3 parts. 3 watches, too. I have taken care of all the clothes in this wardrobe. This perfume for men tastes good. Give me 2 boxes of it. I want different flavors. Shui nodded excitedly and said, Okay, sir, I'll prepare it for you right away. There are tea, water, and pastries here. Please wait a moment. Sir, are you sure you want all of these? We are a luxury item here, and the ones you want are probably worth over 100,000 yuan. You didn't run out of a mental hospital, so please make fun of me. The deputy store manager was frightened by Jiang Feng's posture and opened his mouth wide, feeling increasingly incredulous in his heart. Upon seeing this, Jiang Feng was not angry either. He just took out the black card from his pocket and threw it on her face, mocking her, I don't know, can I consume this card? This is the Black Mega card. Sir, you are actually a noble member of the Black Mega card. I'm sorry, I was blind just now. Please sit down, please wait a moment. We will personally pack these clothes for you and deliver them to your home. Jiang Feng thought to himself that he didn't have his own home yet, so he said, just drop me off in the car later. After that, he picked out a set of clothes and walked into the fitting room. For a long time, Jiang Feng pushed open the fitting room and slowly walked out, stunned everyone. The upper half was a white collar shirt, the lower half was finely cut black pants, and the feet were wearing high-end cowhide leather shoes. The hands were wearing tens of thousands of diamond-inlaid watches, and looking at the black-toed sunglasses next to them, Jiang Feng took the opportunity to put them on and smiled at Shui, who was just a demon. Jiang Feng is not ugly at all, but he is usually too messy. Now that he has switched to high-end luxury goods, how can he dress up and become a domineering CEO? His broad shoulders and slender figure are like a clothes rack, with a pair of dark eyes, bright and lively, and thin lips tightly pursed. Oh my goodness, how handsome. No, I'm going to faint. He's the image of a domineering CEO in my heart. So handsome and so golden. Jiang Feng finished swiping his card, smiled lightly at the corner of his mouth, and led his dog to another place. Along the way, some flower-loving women were flirting with him, and this feeling was like a dream. Sir, take your time. Shui looked at Jiang Feng gratefully. For her, this was her first customer after going to work. Woo woof. Dog brother, are you hungry? Chapter 6. Eating Big and Special. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Woo woof. Look at you like this, all the saliva is flowing out. Let's go to the top Western restaurant and have a meal. Welcome, sir. You and the dog cannot enter at the same time. The man in a white tie blocked Jiang Feng's way. Why not? In our eyes, he's not a dog, he's my brother. I brought my brother over for dinner, why aren't we allowed in yet? After Jiang Feng finished speaking, he took out a few Feiyuan cards from his arms and handed them to the waiter. Noah, here you are, take it. This is not about money, sir, the waiter said with some embarrassment. Jiang Feng sneered and took out 5 100 yuan flyers again, placing them in the hands of the waiter. Oh, sir, please come in quickly. We have recently introduced many new cuisines here. Watching the waiter put the money into his pocket with a smile on his face, he couldn't help but snort coldly, thinking to himself, in this world, only money is the king. Everyone says that money is a common thing and not omnipotent, but without it, it is absolutely impossible. Look at this, it's like the king of hell is good to see. Little ghosts are difficult to deal with. Even if you have a meal, you have to pay for it. Sir, this is our new dish, and there is also soup. This, that, abalone, embroidered sashimi, lobster cheese rice, foie gras, and what kind of soup do you have? 10 servings of soy sauce pork ribs, 4 very cooked steaks, and a bottle of 82-year-old Lafite. Oh, by the way, let's have another band to cheer us up. Also, get me a pair of chopsticks, I can't use anything else. Okay sir, I'll prepare it for you now. This is the pastry in our store and we'll taste it for you for free. The waiter awkwardly glanced at Jiang Feng, nodded, put down the food from the tray, and then left with the menu. One person and one dog, facing the previous food, indulged in it and ate it thoroughly before walking towards the service desk. Calculate. Sir, the total is 100,000 yuan, in cash or by card. Jiang Feng didn't speak, took out the black card and handed it over. If it were usual, Jiang Feng would consider eating a pancake with eggs and fruit, but now it's like spending money like flowing water, so extravagant. The waiter's eyes lit up for a moment, but he wasn't too surprised. After all, those who could come to the top floor to eat were all wealthy people. He had also received many guests with black cards before. After swiping the cards, the waiter respectfully returned them to Jiang Feng. After Jiang Feng's meal, he also made a full-body massage series, obtained a membership card, spent 200,000 yuan, and made a red hair hairstyle for his dog brother. After taking a shower, he looked really cool. After looking at the time, Jiang Feng saw that his phone was full of the landlord's phone number. He realized that he had not yet paid the landlord's rent, so he directly transferred 3,000 yuan to go there. It was only then that he slowly wandered around and unexpectedly encountered, "Darling, I was wrong. Please forgive me, okay? Get out of here, Mississippi. I said you're really dirty, so stay away from me and roll the little one. I can't leave you, you can't leave me. I have a boyfriend now, why don't you stay away from me, otherwise I'll go to the police now. Don't make a fuss, I don't believe you have a boyfriend. We were really good from the beginning." The girl glanced at Jiang Feng in the distance and ran over, hugging him tightly and pleading in a very low voice, "Help me. I've met someone bad, so just say you're my boyfriend." "Wenling, what are you doing? This is my boyfriend. Look, he looks more handsome than you and has more money than you, so you better not pester me anymore. We are not suitable for him." Jiang Feng was suddenly embraced by a woman and was startled, saying, "What are you doing? Don't talk, help me get rid of this man. Whatever you want me to do." Jiang Feng looked at the girl holding him, with dirty braids and a soft, sticky, and sweet taste on her body, which made him lose himself for a while. "Cough cough, this is my girlfriend. You guy, why don't you leave now? When will you wait?" The man across from him was cursed by Jiang Feng and said, "Cho, it's just a little white face. Do you know who I am? Come on, I don't care who you are. Do you think you're the big thief of Dongshan? How many times do you carry your back in a day? Do you think you're a money-seeking cat? Everyone has to watch you wave. Look at you, you look like a person, and your speech is even harder and smelly than the feces in the pit. If you dare to scold me again, I will scold you to death." With a sudden thrust from Jiang Feng's machine gun, Wenling beside him burst out laughing and looked at the man across from him, saying, "My boyfriend has already told me, why are you still shamelessly following me? Hurry up and get lost. Wenling, you wait. Jin Tong won't stop. Humph, and you little white face, don't let me encounter you next time, otherwise I won't let you stay in Binshire." As Jiang Feng watched the man leave in a fit of anger, he immediately released Wenling's hand and began to mutter, "You're still a golden boy, I'm still a jade girl. You look anxious. Hello, thank you. Just help me out." Wenling casually patted his shoulder. "You little girl, you look quite bold. Just casually find a man, what if I'm a bad person? What about bad people? No matter how bad they are, can they break that guy just now?" Looking at Wenling's dim gaze, Jiang Feng raised his eyebrows. It seemed that this girl was actually someone with a story. "You just said, I helped you, so you owe me a favor, right?" Wenling nodded and said, "Yes, it's not wrong. I owe you a favor, give me your phone." "What are you doing?" "Save your phone number, big brother. Do you think I can eat you?" Wenling glanced at Jiang Feng and smiled. "I really can't tell. It's strange that you, who are all covered in the Ferragamo brand, actually use such a broken phone. Jiang Feng looked at his tattered phone and chuckled lightly, these are just external items. Coincidentally, I'm going to buy a new phone. Why don't you come with me and help me choose one? Let's just repay your favor. It's just that simple, just accompanying you to buy a phone. I thought you would say let me be your girlfriend. Wenling looked at him jokingly. You little girl, you're really different from other girls. Let's go upstairs, but I'm curious. Was that man your boyfriend or your ex-boyfriend just now? Faced with Jiang Feng's words, Wenling raised her forehead and said, do you men also like to ask gossip so much? Sorry, it's okay if you don't want to say it. He has a marriage alliance with our family. At first, he was really good to me, but later I realized that he was just a playboy. Chapter 7. Little Sister. You are listening at Novel Full.audio. Jiang Feng let out a few meaningful clicks and said, as a man, being promiscuous is not at all normal. How could we say he's a man? But I just saw that guy really likes you, and he looks quite sincere. Sincere old duck, I'm sorry. Wenling's movements startled Jiang Feng. Don't spit here, you little girl, you're too shrewd. You men all look the same, there's nothing good about you. Jiang Feng immediately retorted with displeasure, please don't generalize. Most of us men have a responsibility and can even control the lower body. If you say that, you women are not only money worshippers, but also those who like money. It's probably like us poor people, but we can't handle it. Miss, I have plenty of money, but it's not what you call a gold digger. And you, dressed in a famous brand, don't you look like a poor person? What does your family do in Binshur, what kind of group? We know each other. Well, it's a secret. Jiang Feng thought to himself. A wealthy man like me, I can't scare you to death when I say it now. Yo-yo, it's quite mysterious. Having money in Binshur is not a shameful thing. It's like casting a fishing net, throwing a lot of it. Here we are, the latest and most international mobile phone. It just opened, so I'll buy one too. Let's go. Wenling's dirty braids, painted with super thick smoky makeup, dressed in tight jeans, wrapped around her fiery figure, are now staring at Jiang Feng. Okay, just watch and choose. Jiang Feng immediately pulled out the black card. Let me go, this is a black mega card. My dad is the only one in our family who has a black mega card, and I've only seen it once. I never expected that since you were young, you already have the exclusive black mega card. It's extraordinary. Jiang Feng proudly held the black card and looked at Wenling with a very domineering expression, saying, all right, you help me choose some gifts. I want to give them to my family, and then I'll pay for your phone. Wenling looked at him incredulously and said, are you serious? A phone here costs 100,000 yuan, but miss, I won't take advantage of you. I'll brush 50,000 yuan for you, and you'll pay the remaining 50,000 yuan. Okay, deal. Let's go, head towards your phone, and you cute little dog, let's go in together. Woo woof. After the two bought their mobile phones, they started shopping crazily again. Jiang Feng thought that he had not returned to his hometown for a long time, so he wanted to buy some gifts to take home. Jiang Feng has a brother and a sister. Now his parents are both parents. In the small county town of Longshire, farming, facing the Lus and facing the sky all his life, and supporting 3 children, it is not easy. Jiang Feng went to an unremarkable university, and his younger brother dropped out of school early and was even more uneducated. He always wanted to make a lot of money, while his younger sister studied the best. Now, he is studying at a key university in Longshire City, majoring in art and design. At first, he only bought a pair of shoes and a watch for his younger brother and father, but with Wenling's crazy shopping, Jiang Feng bought 3 sets of clothes from start to finish, from shorts to socks, all of which were branded. I also asked Wenling to buy a set of high-end cosmetics for my mother and sister, including a new Hermès bag, a gold necklace, jewelry, my sister's white dress, the highest grade art paint, and various high-end luxury goods. In a day, I directly spent about 1 million yuan. Looking at the information prompt on my phone, Jiang Feng smiled lightly, and this small amount of money won't be taken seriously. Wenling and Jiang Feng looked at the piles of gifts piled up in the mountains. You look at me, and I start to daydream when I see you. You women can really shop. You guys are different, you asked me to help you choose these things. How do you want to take these things back? Is it urgent to send them by mail? Is your hometown in Longshire? I heard it's particularly cold in winter there. Wenling sat on the curb, holding a cup of coffee and turned to look at Jiang Feng and asked. Just put these things in the car. Tomorrow, I'll go back to Longshire to see my parents. Of course it's cold there. The snow in winter can make all kinds of snowmen, and in our place, the cold in winter has a taste. What's the smell? The cold air still has a smell. Wenling looked at him in surprise. Of course, it's a unique smell, and every time you smell it, you feel a sense of peace of mind. Miss, I haven't experienced it before. If given the opportunity, I must go to Longshire to see the snow. Then, young master, I will take you to see the world of ice and snow. Really? It's a deal. It's a deal. Wenling coughed lightly and placed her coffee on the ground beside her. She looked at Jiang Feng and said, Let me formally introduce myself to you. My name is Wenling, and my father runs a real estate company in Binshire. He can also be considered a prominent figure in Binshire. I'm 23 years old. My name is Jiang Feng, I am 26 years old and graduated from an unremarkable 3-tier university. That's it, let's continue with the introduction. Wenling felt a bit frustrated. What else are you introducing? I've already finished. Jiang Feng looked at her with a smile. We met for the first time today, so we can be considered friends. But as a result, you didn't even tell me what you do. Are you afraid that I might harm you? Wenling stood up, turned around and was about to leave. He was grabbed by Jiang Feng behind him and said, You little girl, you're not big, and your temper is not bad. You wouldn't believe what I said. Anyway, I'm a good person, not a bad person, and I'm not afraid of you harming me. It's already past 11 p.m., aren't you going home yet? Jiang Feng glanced at his watch and realized that too many things had happened in the day. He was really exhausted both physically and mentally. He decided to stay at the massage venue tonight and asked the technician to give him another full-body massage. The next day, he got up early and drove back to Longshire. Binshire is nearly 2,000 kilometers away from Longshire, and he has to drive for at least a day to get home. If he doesn't rest well, how can he drive tired? Oh, it's only after 11 o'clock, it's okay. Hey, what did you say earlier? It's already after 11 o'clock, it's over, I'm dead. I won't tell you anymore. I'll leave now. My house has access control, so I have to go home at 12 o'clock, otherwise I won't have any pocket money this month. After Wenling finished speaking, she pulled off the wig on her head and immediately fell a beautiful black tea-colored straight hair. Then she quickly took out a wet wipe, wiped off all the makeup on her face, and dressed up her clothes again. Jiang Feng was dumbfounded by this, the versatile little expert. However, Wenling's attire at this moment is really the same as her name, pure and charming, and completely different from the little girl just now. Chapter 8. Laozi returns to the village. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Hey, you haven't finished your coffee yet. This little girl is really interesting. As Jiang Feng watched as Wenling left, he carried everything onto the car and stretched lazily, yawning several times in a row. He watched as the squatting dog brother stretched out his tongue and gasped for breath, saying, Dog brother, are you also tired? Let's go, Feng brother will take you for a massage. Woo woof. Woo woof. The next morning. Jiang Feng woke up at 3 a.m., had a luxurious breakfast, and one person and one dog began their journey on the road. "Hello, Mom, it's me, Xiaofeng. I'll be home after 6 p.m. this afternoon. Remember to leave the door for me." Jiang Feng couldn't help but twitch his lips as he listened to the noise on the other end of the phone and said, "Mom, I'm talking to you. Are you going out to play mahjong again?" "Ah, I heard you, you stinky kid. You're not studying hard and taking the civil service exam in Bincher. What are you doing back here? This train cost a lot of money. Did you burn yourself with money?" "Yaoji, who? Dudu dudu. Dudu dudu." Jiang Feng listened to the busy sound inside and reluctantly put down his phone and continued driving. Jiang Feng's mother, Yao Guifen, is a simple rural old lady who has never seen the world in her lifetime. Her only hobby is playing mahjong. Every time Jiang Feng is scolded by Yao Guifen, he dare not speak too much. After all, he knows that the generation gap between two generations is different, and he has only stepped on his parents' shoulders and walked step by step out of the small county. Although Jiang Feng is usually carefree, he is a filial child at home and also a role model for his younger siblings. His elder brother is like a father, and he still has a certain degree of authority in front of his younger siblings. "Hello, brother, why did you suddenly call me?" "I'm busy now." "Xiaoyu, your brother, I'll go home today. Remember to come back tonight." Upon hearing Jiang Feng's words on the other end of the phone, he immediately shouted, "Brother, have you broken up again? Every time you break up, you always go home and cry to me." "Don't worry, your brother, I'll lean on your shoulder tonight. I still have work to do here, hang up." Dudu. Dudu, Jiang Feng delta, I'm really speechless. The city where Jiang Feng is located is the northernmost place, an auspicious small county town. Most of the people in this county are elderly, children, and young people who have gone out to work, so most of the people in this small town are lonely elderly people who work on the land. Overall, due to economic difficulties, talent cannot be retained, and resources are limited, leading to overcrowding in big cities and limited access to food and water in small areas. They die from drought and flooding. Jiang Feng, who was once an ambitious young man in college, wanted to go back to his hometown to develop after graduation, contribute to the country, plan the future, plan the dream of his hometown. However, the dream is very emotional, and the reality is very skinny. Without a funding chain, talent is also scarce. Human resources, material resources, financial resources, and social forces are all not easy. How can so many people succeed? What's more, it's just a matter of overestimation. After driving for more than 10 hours, Jiang Feng finally got off the highway all the way. Looking at the car owners on the roadside and staring at his luxury car, Jiang Feng's heart was filled with pride and vanity. May I ask, a poor loser who suddenly turns over and has billions of dollars in money, who wouldn't be crazy? Who wouldn't be full of vanity? Don't tell me anything, I wouldn't be like this. Even if I have money, I would be low-key, but if you really get rich one day, could you be wilder than Jiang Feng? Sometimes, people will subconsciously belittle others just to praise themselves. Yuanbao Village, Jixiang Town. DDD. DDD, Jiang Feng drove the car with difficulty, driving in the muddy ground. He thought it must have been a heavy rain the day before yesterday, which made it difficult to walk on the village road. It was too muddy, and the car would have sunk in. If it weren't for the good configuration of the body and the high cost of the car, he would have had to find a few people to lift it out. As he drove the car, it gradually started to start, and Jiang Feng's heart relaxed. The weather at the end of August is still very hot, cicadas chirping incessantly on trees. The sunset in the evening in such a small mountain village looks particularly peaceful and poor. Under the big willow tree at the entrance of the village, there is a group of old men and women wearing vests and big shorts. Men surround the stone table and start playing poker. The old women cut watermelons, eat them, and start fanning back and forth with big cattail fans, chatting about various gossip. Oh, her sister Law, did you know that 1 year after old Zhang's wife died in the backyard, old Zhang spent another 3,000 Fei Yuan to marry a woman, and even his teeth fell out. TSK, I know about this. After you went to the city, I even paid 100 yuan with you. After all, it's not good to not follow the neighbors. It's a pity that Lao Zhang's sister Law is such a good person. You all know that child from the Lao Jiang family. After graduation, everything was a failure. I heard it's been several years since graduation, and I haven't even gotten married. What if a daughter-in-law doesn't get along, and a girlfriend doesn't even exist? It's a miserable situation to live in a big city, with her underpants all covered in milk. You say, this old Jiang family is finished. The 3 children are all gold-swallowing beasts. The eldest is poor, the second is uneducated, and the third is a little girl who got into college. What art and design did she learn? Let's just say that she can design something and waste money. Can't it be? Oh my God, I was punished by heaven. Who sprayed me with mud and ideas? My good cards are all water, which rabbit did a good job. My vest, it was just washed yesterday and turned black today. A car whizzed past several old ladies and filled them with water. In the car, Jiang Feng sneezed and yawned, thinking to himself, who missed me? How could I keep sneezing? Jiang Feng's sports car undoubtedly exploded in the entire village, and everyone was watching a strange-looking, alien-like spaceship kneeling on its back. In the village's perception, only those vans, 3-wheeled motorcycles, and small cars were cars. Some people have never seen such luxury sports cars in their lifetime living in the village. Jiang Feng looked at his home that had not returned for a year and felt a little excited. He parked his car at Dang Shou Ho, which means the main road in the dialect, and got off the car. The air around 6 o'clock in the evening had a slight smell of fire, and occasionally a cool breeze blew by, satisfying people's hearts at this moment. Mom, what a bunch of people behind me. They scared me to death, even my little brother couldn't move. Well, cough cough cough, ladies and gentlemen, if you're all around me like this, I can't even go home. How about you give me away? Chapter 9. The first thing to get beat when going home. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Jiang Feng didn't know how to squeeze out with all his might. He led his dog brother and finally returned home, while the elderly people behind him continued to chatter and discuss. Who is this? It looks so luxurious. Isn't this the eldest son of the Lao Jiang family? Why did he suddenly become so wealthy? It's not like being taken in by a wealthy woman in the city and becoming a little pale-faced, is it? You make a lot of sense. Look at how pale his face is. Look at that too, they look so creepy and still have red hair. Mom, Dad, I'm back. Woo woof. The first thing Jiang Feng did when he entered the house was to enter the inner room and lie on the con with a bang. The feeling of relaxation was even more comfortable than the feeling of shooting out in the last second. Brother, you've finally come back. TSK, you're still dressed so well. Have you been taken care of by someone? TSK, this time you've come back, there's been quite a change. You're still carrying a 2, it's quite fashionable. Woo woof. Brother, it shouted at me. Jiang Feng had no strength and Jiang Yu had a poor mouth, but he just said, where are your parents? Didn't you say you came back? Mom and Dad are in the kitchen in the backyard, stewing pork ribs for you. Don't be fooled by Mom and Dad scolding us so harshly, they still love us very much. Of course, our sister is the one who loves us the most, hee hee. Xiaoyu, this time when I'm back, I brought you a lot of gifts. Here are the car keys. Go to the car and take out all the gifts. I'll go, really, brother. You used to be someone who didn't even buy your tight pants when they were all wrapped in starch. But now you've bought us all gifts. I have to go and see. No, you still drove back. Why does this key seem to be set with gold edges? Jiang Yu and Jiang Feng are about 1.8 meters tall, but Jiang Yu's skin color is darker than his father's, while Jiang Feng and his sister follow his mother's, and they can get extra points for being tall among men. The difference is money. Everyone knows. To put it aside, isn't there a dozen or so that can handle dowry nowadays? Without a car, no house, no money, which girl is willing to eat rice husk with you, live in a rented house, pay off the mortgage, accept reality, buddy? Only money is the truth. Even if you have a wife without money, your wife will not look up to you. Remember, only money is real. You stinky kid, in your eyes, am I this iron rooster? Remember, just carry that big black bag back and don't be surprised when you see anything. I'll tell you when you come back. Got it, brother. Jiang Yu ran to the gate with a swoosh and saw a group of people around the gate, all looking at something. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, what are you all watching around? Let me out quickly. Jiang Yu coughed lightly and said, Ladies and gentlemen, don't you know that tonight, there will be free eggs to be distributed in the village community later, with 20 eggs per person. First come, first served. If you go late, there won't be any more. In an instant, there was no mistake, you were not mistaken, really not mistaken, only in an instant, these big men and women ran faster than rabbits, and those with poor legs and feet are now closely following behind, unwilling to fall behind, afraid they won't be able to grab free things. Oh my God, isn't this a luxury sports car from a TV drama? It's driven by those domineering CEOs. My dear brother isn't really taken care of by a wealthy woman, is it? No wonder these elderly people from the village are all running over and squeezing here, unwilling to leave. Jiang Yu carefully opened the car door and kissed it from inside out. Then, he couldn't put it down and took out the large black bag inside, which was very heavy. Jiang Yu lifted it twice before picking it up. As soon as he returned home, Jiang Yu put things inside and saw Yao Guifan start criticizing Jiang Feng. Have you passed the civil service exam? No. Woo woof. Have you been admitted to the civil service? No. Woo woof. Do you have a girlfriend? No. Woo woof. Have you successfully started your business? No. Woo woof. You have nothing, why did you come back and drown in the villagers' saliva one by one? And you dog, don't bark, shut up. Wang Yao Guifan was wearing a colorful vest, holding a large fan in her hand and a toothpick in her mouth. Her hair was gray, and the wrinkles at the corners of her eyes could crush an ant. At this moment, she was staring at the river breeze with her eyes wide open. Hurry up, the old man quickly brought out the food and asked him to go back after finishing it. Nowadays, without relying on these things, what's the point of making a living? He's wasting his money on college entrance exams. Hurry up, damn old man. What are you squatting at the door for? Be a dog. Jiang Zhu bent over and rolled up a straw cigarette to smoke. Bada, hey, let's go now, let's go now. Phone, accompany Dad to bring groceries. Xiaoyu, help your mom sit down and calm down. Jiang Feng stopped Jiang Zhu and paused for a moment before saying, I came back today and brought gifts for everyone. I also wanted to tell you something. Jiang Feng won't take those exams. My brain is not good, and I can't pass them for several years. But what I want to say is that now that I have money, you won't be tired anymore. In the future, I will take care of my family. Jiang Feng finished speaking and took out all the black bags, filling the entire Kong with luxury items one by one. The room fell silent for 3 seconds in an instant. Pop. Pop. Mom, why are you hitting me? Yao Guifan slapped Jiang Feng twice with force, but Jiang Yu saw this and quickly stopped her. Mom, why are you hitting me? Why don't you sit down first and listen carefully to me? Jiang Yu was already staring at the watch, leather shoes, and couldn't walk. Tell me a shitspin, are you doing something unethical outside? Where did you get the money to buy these? Jiang Feng sighed bitterly and said, what do I say? You won't believe me either. In short, I haven't stolen or robbed anything. I definitely came from the right path. Whether you believe it or not, the fact is that I have money now. A lot of money is enough for us to spend a lifetime without spending it all. Jiang Yu silently walked up to Jiang Feng and started biting his snow-white arm. I teased your grandfather Jiang Yu and bit me to death. Jiang Yu looked at Jiang Feng's expression and burst out laughing, Mom, it's true. This is not a dream. Brother, please tell me quickly. How did you earn this money? These things are probably worth hundreds of thousands, and there are also sports cars outside. Brother, aren't you really taken care of by a wealthy woman? Upon hearing that the wealthy woman was taking care of her, Ao Guifan immediately picked up the strips on the Kong and chased after Jiang Feng, starting to fight. Chapter 10. Grandpa Tai and Jiang Ha. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Mom, don't beat me anymore. Don't listen to Jiang Yu's nonsense. My money is definitely from the right side. How can I tell you? Yao Guifan tightly tugged at Jiang Feng's ear and shouted, I tell you, if you don't tell the truth, I'll give you 8 pieces today. At this moment, the river breeze is like a furnace, surrounded by everyone sitting in the middle, enduring criticism from wind and rain. Suddenly, Jiang Feng stood up as if he had made a decision, took a deep breath, and spoke, it was you who told me to be honest. In fact, I had a dream where I saw my great-grandfather. What the hell, your grandfather? Jiang Zhutong stood up with a loud voice. Not only that, but also standing next to me were, I'm milk, my lord. They stood beside me and looked at me, telling me that our old Jiang family is going to get rich. At this moment, the room was very quiet, with no one making a sound, including Yao Guifan, who began to bow with her hands clasped together. Jiang Feng saw that it had worked, so he continued to talk nonsense and said, after Grandpa finished speaking, he took my grandfather and his group with him. Suddenly, they disappeared, and then I woke up with a sudden swoop. And then, keep talking, what happened later? Later on, why did I listen so scary? Jiang Yu trembled as he hugged his dog brother. Woo woof. Jiang Feng smiled mysteriously at the corner of his mouth and said, then, when I woke up, I found that my room was full of 100 yuan, and there were plenty of them. If it were Fei Yuan, it would be over trillion yuan. After Jiang Feng finished speaking, he saw Jiang Zhu and Yao Guifan kneeling on the ground with a thud and starting to kowtow, oh hey, my God, my milk, my parents. You have worked hard for us all your lives. When you get old, you still care about us young people. We will definitely burn more paper for you during the Chinese New Year. What a purple smoke from the ancestral tomb. Jiang Feng's mouth twitched for a moment, thinking to himself, it's fortunate that he left a trump card, otherwise he wouldn't be able to control you. On this side of Longshire, especially the people in the village, they believe in these things, especially the kind of daydreaming that Jiang Feng said. For the older generation, there is no doubt that they believe it, so Jiang Feng has also escaped a disaster. After all, this kind of fall will devalue prices worldwide, and no one can believe it. Although Jiang Feng talked about this matter with great fanfare, how could the old couple believe it? Mom and Dad, I haven't finished speaking yet. There's not only extra money in this room, but also an extra dog, this is Era. I think this is Grandpa Tai's playmate for me, my brother. So, this time I'm bringing it back to meet you all. Let's see if it looks different from other dogs. Look, it also has a bunch of red hair. Whoosh. Yao Guifan changed her previous attitude of bullying people in a prosperous era and directly picked up Brother Go, then began to kiss him. While kissing, she said, "This is your fourth brother, named Jiang Era." Jiang Feng was going crazy with a suppressed smile, but seeing his mother's sacred expression towards brother dog, he still suppressed it. Boss, come and meet your fourth brother." "Oh, old man, we have another son. It's really nice. Look at him who looks like a flower." "Mom, flower like jade is a description of a woman, you misunderstood the meaning." Pop. Jiang Yu covered her head, pouted, and muttered, "Mom, your menopause is getting worse and worse. You belong to domestic violence." Pop. Jiang Yu, boss, do you mean that all these things were bought with the money given by your grandparents? Yao Guifan took out the jewelry box and looked at the large gold bracelet inside, her wrinkles bending with joy. "Ah, yes, Mom, just the day before I went home, Grandpa Tai said, you two have worked too hard in this lifetime. So, in order to reduce your burden, you can spend this money freely in the future." Jiang Feng then sorted out the gifts and gave them to Jiang Zhu, including watches, belts, and clothes. "Dad, you can't bear to buy clothes all year round. Your vest has been worn like a sieve and you're not willing to change it. With me around, you won't have to work hard anymore. Mom, the jewelry, clothes, and cosmetics I bought for you were all chosen by a friend of mine, which is very suitable for your age. Xiaoyu, I have a penny here. You can take it to the bank and exchange it for Feiyuan. The money here will be used as the startup capital that I gave you. Take good care of yourself. You're also so old, take care of your girlfriend. Don't do that car repair job anymore. Brother, I've never seen so much money before. Brother, this penny is still adorned with gold. Brother, I love you so much, woo-woo. Parents, these are gifts for Xiaolan. When she comes home from vacation, remember to give them to her and tell her to study well at school. Don't worry about money. I have some money here to give you some pocket money first. When I come back next time, I will take you to the city to enjoy happiness and buy you villas to live in. Our family is rich now, and we will have to live a wealthy life in the future. Let those people in the village look up to our Lao Jiang family." After Jiang Feng explained, he put the money together on the Kong. Sure enough, after Jiang Feng placed Grandpa Tai in front, the old couple immediately became much more honest. "Mom, what a pungent smell this house has." Jiang Yu started smelling while holding his dog brother. "Oh, old man, come on, my pork ribs." At night, Yao Guifan, who was sitting on the Kong, began to admire her jewelry again and said, "Oh, second, look at this gold necklace. Does it look good on Mom? It doesn't look like a lady." "Mom, ladies are dogs." Pop. "Mom, it's beautiful, it's really beautiful." Jiang Yu covered her face and said with pain in her mouth. When it comes to Yao Guifan, she is capable of going up and down the hall, down the kitchen, beating hooligans, managing her husband, and being a leader both inside and outside. She is even more capable of working than two cows. She has been working in the field all year round, and surprisingly, she has no illness at all. Her body is twice as strong, and she has great strength. When she slapped her, half of Jiang Yu's face bulged. It can be said that people in Longshire place more emphasis on women than men. Boys are raised in poverty, while girls are raised in wealth. People here like little girls, while boys are raised more freely because they want to support their families and become pillars. In short, the Jiang Feng brothers were raised from a young age and have become accustomed to it. They have become accustomed to habits that they have never been accustomed to before and eventually become accustomed to them. However, it should be said that the three siblings of the Jiang family have very positive values and have not been raised crookedly. It is not as rumored by outsiders that a family of 5 lives happily. "Wind, are you asleep?" Jiang Zhu, wearing a thin shirt, knocked on the door.